This is so nice. This is what we came for. Oh, good morning. Welcome to Calpe. It's currently 6:30 in the morning. I had a honking night's sleep. I got in quite late last night and I had to go out marauding to try and find some food because most of the supermarkets are shut on Sunday apparently. Wasn't aware. Poor planning. Then I went to bed with a belly full of food as well. Yeah, bad night's sleep. Very, very disturbed sleep. I think settling into a new environment as well. I never sleep that well to begin with, but let's not be too negative because I've got a good week ahead. I'm going to be kind of winging it actually. I've got a couple of rides that I've found that I really want to do. A couple of the famous climbs out here, including the Coll de Rates obviously, and then the secret climb at Coll de Rates, which is like an extended 3K I think, that gets quite steep and spicy when you get to the top of Coll de Rates. I'm going nowhere. And then there's, is it Tudons? Coll de Tudons? I can't pronounce any of these places, but they look like they're some pretty good rides and some pretty nice climbs and that, so excited to see what they are all about. Plan for today is I need to set up the bike and then we are going to assess the weather because it is meant to be raining and windy today. And I've heard when the roads are slick out here after the rain, it's quite slippy and I can't be arsed taking a tumble on my first day here, so we'll play it by ear today, I think. So unpack this bike and see what the crack is. Ryanair had my pants down again. They asked me to weigh it at the desk and it weighed 1.6 kilograms over the 32 kilogram allowance, and there's no like paying for any additional weight. They just said the max is 32 kgs. That's the heaviest thing you can take on the plane apparently. So I had to scramble around in a busy airport taking out weight and it was, yeah, a nightmare. Travelled with the bike quite a lot of times now in the last year or so and they've only just started weighing it properly. They normally just ask you for the weight and if you just say 30 kgs confidently enough, you're normally pretty sound. So I've got my normal clothes, all my nutrition like my gels and electrolytes and that, cycling clothes, the bike, helmet and shoes and that. Yeah, I think we're looking okay. No glaring issues. Quick little bike check. We're running the Van Rysel RCR Pro. I have the Velo Elite RF 50 Flux wheels. These are the wavy rim. These are just a loaner as well. They are going back to Velo Elite. And then I've got a new waxed chain. It's about time I changed my chain. I think I put about 4,000K on the other one. So we have ordered a fresh waxed chain from Midlands Chain Waxing. And I cannot wait to get this out on some nice Spanish roads. It's a bit windy out here. Well, this isn't exactly what I had planned when I wanted to come to Spain. It's currently raining, windy, cloudy, not even that warm. But I do have a whole week here, so I think what we'll do today is just find my bearings. There's no rush to get out on the bike. I'm in like the centre of town anyway. I'll just go and have a mooch, grab a brew, see if I can buy some nice food. Nah, change of plan. We are going to go out just for a little ride, maybe about an hour or so, 30 kilometres just up the road. Found a little loop on Cameo that looks pretty good. So I've ridden in much worse weather than this all winter, so it doesn't make sense not to ride in this today.
Worse than the weather in England, this. It's pissing it down. Gonna get cold, I reckon, with the wind. I can't believe this. What is this, man? What is going on here? Hey, at least the roads are nice. We have ourselves a 6-kilometre climb, 230 metres of elevation. Don't know where this is going to take us. We're just over 5 kilometres in now. My feet are soaked through to the core. It's like I've just stood in a bath. I haven't had it like this for a while. Didn't think to bring overshoes because I didn't think I'd have to. But hey, as long as they dry out for tomorrow and the rest of the week, we're all sound.
Dark and quiet.
So I believe we're on our way to a little town called Musette. We are getting up into the hills a little bit, a lot more than I thought we would be today. But I feel really good. I'm about as wet as I can be, so I can't get any wetter. Look at this. This road would be well nice on a sunny, dry day. Oh man, right, we're just coming through the little town of Musette. There are a few places open, to be fair. It's fairly busy. Well, it ain't, it's a ghost town still. It's just a lot of cars knocking about here. There is a coffee shop, but I ain't stopping today. I think if I stop for a brew, I will get cold very quickly. So let's just soldier on through to Calpe. I don't understand why the water is just like, it just sits on the surface. It's literally a stream.
I mean, what the hell was that? That was crazy. On the way back as well, we were on like the dual carriageway type thing, going about 60 k's an hour with the biggest tailwind I've ever had, just rain smashing me in the face. I'm soaking, like what is the protocol to dry this stuff off when I don't have a radiator and it ain't sunny outside? Crazy, man. I'm gonna go and have a shower anyway. And then I'll mooch into the centre because I need a coffee. I've not had a brew all day. I've just not got any waterproof kit with me is the problem. Not even got like a waterproof jacket, so might just have to bear with it. Oh, mate. Oh man, we're freshened up. The reason we are in Calpe is because we have come to escape the UK winter and start putting down some serious mileage because we are training for 2 enormous events that we have signed up for in the summer. We're going to be doing the Marmot
and the Etape de Tour, which is essentially the Queen stage of the Tour de France. 2 enormous days out on the bike. They're going to be by far the toughest days I've ever had on the bike. So I wanted to come away to Mallorca last month and Calpe this month to get some good stints of training in whilst just working remotely whilst I can. And let me tell you, I cannot wait to get the bike out there into the French Alps and ride in the peak of summer. It's going to be like bucket list type of stuff. There's some of the climbs that I'm going to be doing in the Marmot are just outrageous, like the Glandon, Galibier, the Telegraph, etc. Some proper iconic climbs, and I'm very, very fortunate to be able to do both of these events with Sports Tours International. The Marmot in particular has been on my bucket list for a hot minute now. I tried to have a look at how to go about booking accommodation, where to stay, etc. but I didn't have a Scooby, so when Sports Tours reached out, it was an absolute no-brainer. So booking it through them essentially means you don't have to worry about the logistics. They cover all things like your actual race entrance, accommodation. They know the best places to stay. They'll sort your transfers out from the airport with your bike box, etc. or if you're renting a bike, they'll sort that too. Booking through them is immensely helpful. It just means I don't have to worry about any of the logistical nightmares and stuff like that, because they'll sort all that stuff and I just have to focus on the training. If you do fancy like a bucket list Gran Fondo or Sportif abroad, honestly have a look at their website. They got tons of stuff on there. They got Flanders, the Paris-Roubaix Sportif, the Maratona, which is a big Gran Fondo in the Dolomites in Italy. That's outrageous. So I'll leave a link to their website in the description. Go and check it out. I would highly recommend it. And even if you don't want to do actual like riding events or sportifs, they have packages for like the Tour de France VIP experiences. And I did Paris Marathon with them as well last year actually. They got loads of running stuff as well, if that's your thing. Proper mint bunch of people as well. So check them out if you got a minute. And I massively appreciate them supporting this channel and giving me mad opportunities like the Marmot, etc. because it's bucket list stuff for me, to be honest. Definitely a lot more life around Calpe than there was in Mallorca, or at least in Port de Pollença where I stayed last month. That place was a ghost town. There's a lot more happening here. Just stumbled upon what looks like a little cycling cafe, or at least a cycling shop that sells coffee, so let's have a gander. Thank you. Can I pay by card, please? Love it when you get one of these biscuits with your brew. There is a lot of cyclists around. I've not seen that many World Tour people yet. I saw a couple this morning, but imagine owning one of them flats though. You rent it out in the summertime and then you come and move there over the winter and cycle. And yeah, sad thing is I don't even own my gaff at home. I'm still renting, so got a little while to go before I start buying properties out in Calpe, that's for sure. It was really cheap to get here. It cost me £60 I think, or maybe just a little less for a return flight, and then you have to stick £50 on top each way for the bike. And then I had to get a transfer from Alicante airport. I think that's the closest airport, and that cost quite a lot. That cost more than the flights combined, which is the killer, but that's just because I'm by myself. If you had a couple of people with you, you'd be able to split the cost pretty nicely, and then here you are in Calpe. Accommodation was cheap too. I think it was about £350 for the week. Again, by myself. If you get some way away, you can split it. You're laughing really. And the weather is meant to be decent for the majority of the year. I think I've just come on the only 2 days of rain that we're going to get here. This is the sort of grub I am going to be eating for the next few days. Just going to have it every single day. Chicken, rice and peas with some of the paprika seasoning. Very simple, very basic food. This is more or less what I have most of the time when I'm trying to be healthy at home as well. Also recovery as well. It's not just the actual fuel in the activity. You've got to recover with the protein and carbs and stuff as well. So that tastes like cardboard. These are still soaking wet. I'm gonna have to just chill here with a hairdryer for the next hour and just hope to God they dry, because I can't have wet shoes tomorrow.
Oh, good morning. It is 20 past 8. The sun is shining. It is looking like a decent day. It's looking a lot better than it was yesterday, that's for sure. I can see blue skies. It kind of looks like what I expect Spain to look like. So we are going to chance a 100-kilometre ride today up to Coll de Rates and see what that is all about. That's one of the most famous climbs in the area, I think. It's the one that Tade and the UAE train recently just picked up the KOM in a stupid time. So I'm going to see what I can do up there and see how far off the KOM I get. I'm on some disgusting porridge. It's not, I don't even know if it's porridge. It's from this Polish shop. I couldn't understand what it was. Looks like oats, but I'm not too sure.
For the ride today, we are looking at 100 kilometres with 1,800 metres of climbing, I think. So we go up Coll de Rates, we go down Coll de Rates, and then I think there's another climb that I am not too sure about. But the shoes seem to have dried to a satisfactory amount. Kind of. A little bit wet, but we'll make do. The sun will dry them out, hopefully anyway. En route, it's looking beautiful. I never know how to layer when we're talking about like 15, 16 degrees. 2 kilometres in, I have drastically overlaid. Got 2 jerseys on and this windbreaker, and I am sweating my head off already. Not even started climbing yet. So obviously with the marmot, it's going to be a crazy long day out on the bike. Talking about like 9 hours on a good day. 177 Ks with 5,000 metres of climbing. So I need to get more comfortable climbing whilst keeping my heart rate pretty low. This ain't no time to be dipping into the red on a long day like that. So that's kind of what I'm doing out here today. Trying to keep my heart rate controlled. Sort of in between the 150, 160 range. And I'm getting dropped by every man, woman and their dog as well, but that's just the calibre of rider out here, innit, really? They're all pros or semi-pros or something like that.
Quiet road.
Approaching 20k in now, just a little under 400 metres of climbing. Legs aren't feeling quite as strong as they were out the gates yesterday. I think that's because I just wanted to get it over with yesterday. The rain and that was a bit minging. Beautiful day though today. I'm overheating still. I need to learn to layer better.
Quiet. Quiet.
25k in, just been hitching a lift here off some 80-year-old Spanish dude who's got calves bigger than my quads. I think we're approaching the foot now of Coll de Rates in the next couple of kilometres. I hope there's a sign or something so I know where it starts. Garmin is saying I'm climbing for the next 14 kilometres, 800 metres up, so that's a long one. That's where I'm going! Making my way up now. I've got to assume this is the Coll de Rates. Nice road surface. Not that many cyclists actually at the minute. Imagine it'll get busier toward the top. I think we're going to plod up here today, take in the views and that, get an idea as to what the road is like, and then at the top we're actually going to be doing an extra 3k. It's called like the secret Coll de Rates climb. Obviously ain't that secret if I know about it. But that's meant to be 3k at quite a steep gradient. And then I reckon later in the week, we'll see if we can't get ourselves a demon to lead me up here and go for a bit of an effort up the Rates. World Tour dons must be having a siesta today. Ain't none of them to be seen anywhere. Unless they've just finished their winter training camps now and they're actually racing. Could be that, probably is that. Just after I said that, Israel Premier Tech Don just blitzed me. Oh, this is beautiful. It's one of them like classic Spanish climbs where it ain't too steep so you can just spin away. You don't have to put down bare power if you don't want to, and make your way up into the hills. The views get better as you go above the tree line. Delightful stuff. Averaging about just over 200 watts, heart rate's about 158 as well, 160, so going good. I think I'm approaching the top now. That was a lovely climb, that. Really nice. Definitely have to come back. Bad view. Oh mate, making our way up to the secret climb now. Beautiful up here, man. Going off road in a minute, but this is where we're heading. Man, I think it turns to normal paved road again in a minute, hopefully. Oh man, state of this. Well steep. Fucking hell. It's gonna be rough. It's getting even worse in a little bit. Yes, yes, yes. This is so nice. This is what we came for. Life is good. Oh shit. Ali. Little concerning how much this is taking out of me. Got to be pushing 280 watts, otherwise you'll just be rolling backwards. Fucking hell. Nowhere. I think I can see the top. Wow, I'm sweating hard. Had to stop for a breather. Still got 60k to go after this. I can't be dipping into the red for half an hour. Won't get home. Fucking hell. I wasn't expecting it to be like this. It's like Winnett's Pass. Just the views are nicer. So it just keeps going. I think we're going up there now. Underestimated this one. My days. Can't tell you how much I struggled up there. That was the hardest climb I've done in a while. I think even just on its own it'd be a rough one just because of the gradient, but having to go up the Coll de Rates and that before it as well, just that was rough. I mean, arguably worth it for the view up here though. Crazy big flock of vultures surrounding me. Despicable day to be a brake pad. I just had new ones fitted before this trip. They are going to need replacing after that. Just fully slamming the brakes all the way down because it's so steep. Anyway, we are only 40k in. Jesus, we're at 60k home. I'm going to assume a lot of it's downhill now. We've covered 1200 metres of elevation, so not too much more elevation to go. I reckon we should have ourselves a nice little descent now. Down Coll de Rates. Oh yeah, bare people here now. Making our way up to Port de Sacrueta. No idea. Don't even think I'm near a port, so I'm not sure what that's on about. It's another 7k climb. God damn, we've been climbing a lot.
It's beautiful.
Right, I've just had a little pit stop for a Coca-Cola. Feeling all right. My legs are just a little bit burnt out after I think that secret climb thing just done a bit of damage to me. But we're only 30k back from home now, 70 kilometers in.
Good morning. Day 3 in Calpe, or day 2 of actually riding the bike. Got ourselves some new bib shorts to test out today. They're a new bib short released by Rafa, just updated on their classic pro team stuff. They feel ridiculous, like the padding in the arse, what's it called? The chamois is thicker, and I'm looking forward to riding on these. They feel like they're going to be pretty comfy. I've just seen Lachlan Morton broke a record cycling from Auckland to Wellington in New Zealand, which is 648 kilometres in one day wearing these, so they must be decent enough. I can't lie, my legs are a lot sorer than I thought they would be. It must have just been that 3k stint after Coll de Rates up that stupidly steep climb where I had to dig into the red just to get up. That, I reckon that's what's done the damage. Today we have got a little bit of a coastal ride, so I'm not going to go too deep into the mountains. For said reason, my legs just ain't feeling great. We have got 91 kilometers with 1,032 meters of climbing, so still another decent ride, but a little bit flatter than yesterday's. It's meant to be the warmest day that I'm here today. Temperatures reaching at 19 degrees supposedly. Cloudy though, which is a shame, but I still reckon I'll stick some sun cream on just in case, you know.
We are just making our way through a place called Marera, a little coastal town, up to Denia, and then we are going inland. It looks pretty nice here, to be fair. I don't know anything about either place, but it's just like Spanish coastal towns, lovely. Right, plodding our way up one of the biggest climbs of the day. 2.6 kilometers at 6% gradient, so nowhere near as tough as yesterday, but should be a nice little climb by the looks of it. To be honest though, these aren't quite the coastal roads that I was expecting, mainly because they're just not on the coast, we're just inland. No sight of the sea or anything like that. legs are feeling a bit crap on the climbs, to be honest, but I think you need to get used to the fact that when you are training for stuff like this, the marmot and whatever it may be, even like running stuff is the same, and you're doing a higher training volume than normal, you are going to feel crap most days. It'd be weird if you felt fresh and good every day, but I think that just shows that you are making some progress in that, making the fitness gains that you need to get ready for these events. And it is meant to be difficult sometimes as well. Can't always be easy or you ain't going to see the progress that you want to see. Picked up some of my favourite sweets as well today, the Haribo Draggy Bus. Don't know what they are, don't know how to describe them. Sort of like jelly beans, I think, like a sugary shell on some gummy stuff, but they're so good. Got some of these down. What's mad is that what I'm currently on is just an average like coastal mountainy road in Spain. Not a special road, not lauded about. It's just an average road, but it's so beautiful. Look where we are. Like, this road was in the UK, it'd be the top road in the country. Passing through Denia now, very busy here, well built up area, you know that because there's a Mackey's here and a Burger King. It ain't some quiet little Spanish town if it's got a Burger King here. Just taking a minute to shelter from this heinous headwind that has been blasting it in my face for the last 45 minutes as I make my way up the east coast. We are cutting inland now. Well, in the next couple of kilometres, which is very much welcome, hopefully a bit more sheltered there. And then we're making our way up into the hills again. About 50k in now, 46k in. Yeah, we're getting round. Still not feeling great, but what can you do? But I'm having fun, and that is the main thing. I know how to handle it. Hola. Can I have uno croissant cappuccino, please? Oh, it's got a much needed toe off some kind of, I don't know if they're a pro team or just a club, but it helped a lot because that wind was nasty. And then they turned off the opposite way to me, unfortunately. So I've just come to a cafe now, get myself a brew and a Coke, and yeah, 30k home. Been a decent ride. Not quite what I thought it would be, but still a lovely day out. €5.80 for a coffee, a good one, a croissant and a can of Coke. It's costing double that at home. We are just in some little random town in Spain though, to be fair. Not a tourist spot either, this. Proper like old town Spain. And we're back. That was a good ride in the end. I felt really good toward the end. I added an extra few kilometres on just to round it up to 100. I'll go through the stats in a minute, but first things first, I need to eat something right away. Let me show you the meal that I've got. So in Mallorca and when I went to Girona last year, We were living off this like bolognese. It's just the beigest meal on the planet. Pasta, tomato sauce, and some of the bolognese, like the beef and stuff like that. So good, so easy. Just microwave it for 3 minutes and then you're sorted. So I'm gonna get that done now and then scran that. Whilst that's cooking away, let's go through the stats. So, oh yeah, I'm using the Garmin Edge 1050. So the specs of the ride, 100 kilometers, 27 kilometers an hour average speed, out for 3 hours and 43 minutes in the saddle at least. That was good, that. 1,174 meters climbed, so a lot less hilly than yesterday, similar distance. Felt a bit touch and go in parts of that, but then I found my legs toward the end. I don't know if it was the cafe stop that did some wonders for me, having a bit of caffeine in a cappuccino, and that might have perked me up a little bit. The riding is very it's functional out here, do you know what I mean? Like, it's not the most breathtaking scenery, but all of it's nice. There's not one bad road I've been on. The views are still great, don't get me wrong, but it's not quite as like, I don't know how to describe it, like as epic as some of the Mallorca rides that I did, but still some places I haven't been yet. So I think tomorrow we'll see where we can get to. Probably I'll do a little ride tomorrow, like 60k or something. Just 2 100-kilometer days for me is massive. Like, I ain't got the legs to be doing another big day tomorrow. I need some rest. Here we go. Fucking look at the state of that, man. It's like a pasta king meal from school. Get a bit of cheese on there too. Actually, it looks pretty hanging on the camera, but trust me, it tastes nice if you're a beige eater like me. Had something rattle me right in the eyeball as well on one of the descents that I took my glasses off for. I don't know if you can tell, but very bloodshot. Doesn't hurt though. Hopefully it'll be all right. Chilly in the shade.
Them bars, I see them on your Instagram. What are they, like 28? They're 28, and they're 34. I mean, anything other than crits is a little bit too far. I know how to handle that. Bounce. I know how to handle that. Bounce.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with those ones. Yeah. And a black Americano, please.
I know how to handle that. Bounce. I know how to handle None of us know where we are. We're just winging it at this point. About 50k into the ride. It's been really nice though, to be fair. They've just been towing me around. Headwinds for days. I
70k in. I've just dropped off for a Mackey's near my accommodation. The rest of the group have gone home. That was a really beautiful route actually. It was a bit sketchy on some of the descents. We were on like the side of a cliff and the wind was howling away. It's a new fear unlocked for me, that descending when it's sketchy winds. Don't like it. I feel like my bike handling skills aren't that good, so when I get a gust of wind I just start to shit myself. Another big day. Now I'm just looking forward to a triple mayo chicken. When in Spain you don't get that sort of stuff in the UK, do you? So make the most of it whilst we're here. Nice and sunny again. I reckon I've caught a tan too. Triple mayo chicken. Have you ever seen anything like that? Oh, another day banked. 270k so far this week, and it's Wednesday. Crazy mileage for me that, and my legs are feeling it. So I'm going to have a rest day tomorrow and catch up on some admin and emails and all that sort of stuff. Do a bit more editing, get this YouTube video up to date. Because I don't think I've got 5 days riding in a row. I've done 4 so far, and yeah, I need a rest. I ain't built like these other dons doing 400-500k weeks. Don't understand how you even do that stuff. Time to get a shower and just relax for a little bit and enjoy the sun. Morning, it's Friday. It's my final day here in Calpe, which is devastating. I had a very chilled day yesterday though. It was a rest day. I did do a 30k spin, but it was like a zone 1 job. I was just plodding around. It was very easy. And my legs are now feeling pretty fresh, which is good news because we are going to have a stab up Coll de Rates today. Coll de Rates is one of the more iconic climbs in the region of the Costa Blanca. It's the one that Tadej and the UAE train managed to get the KOM at the other month. I think Tadej did it in a time of like just over 12 minutes, which is just ridiculous. I am going to see how I can do up there today. We do have a bit of a big hitter doing us a lead out. He's a pro triathlete called Will Draper, and he's a serious bike rider. Like, I was looking at his stats and that, he's a demon. So we're going to be in good hands getting led up the climb with him. Towing me up. It's just going to be a case of how long I can sort of hang on and how my legs are feeling when we get there. I'm also debuting some aero socks because, actually let me show you. Debuting these socks because I have still not shaved my legs. So the hair on my legs is actually slowing me down, so I need to counteract that with some aero socks. So the problem with this climb is I don't know what time I should be going for or what sort of power output. It's 6.5 kilometers averaging just over 5% gradient, so that's fairly steady. It ain't like too steep. I did remember a couple of like 7 or 8% segments on it, but other than that it did feel like a pretty nice climb to have a dig up. I've just arrived at the spot. Will's running late. He's had a swim this morning. I was looking at his Strava stats. Bloke swims about 18,000 meters a week, 18k a week swimming. More than I'm running at the minute. That it is outrageous what these guys are doing at the top end of any sport, I guess, but triathlon in particular, putting down silly hours every week.
Man leads.
Yeah.
And then what will happen is they'll go like in each category. Say the most popular category is.
Do you know where did you start the effort from?
It will come up on here.
I don't know, mine didn't last time. Mine came up as the big climb. Yeah,
I paid for Strava Premium.
Yeah, I've done that too
Let's
now.
get a year. Then on Garmin, you've got to swap from Garmin segments to Strava segments.
Yeah, I've not done that.
Have you done that? It's in your settings.
Nah, I'll have a look. But I'll take your word, you just tell me when. And I reckon we're going to try for about 25 minutes.
Yeah,
I reckon my average power, so the other day I did 10 minutes at 300.
Yeah,
I'm a big boy, 75 k's. Oh Jesus, dog. So I reckon I'll try an old 250 and I'll give you a shout if it ain't working or if it's easy or too hard or what. Get nervous for stuff like this, you know.
That's good.
It's funny. There's just there's absolutely no pressure, but I'm shitting myself.
I always Go on, mate. 3, 2, 1.
Oh, shit. Oh, you bastard. Oh, shit. I think that's the hardest I've ever had to go. Like, 3 minutes, 6 seconds on mine. Yeah, I'd say that.
As painful as it feels, we were talking about 25 at the bottom. He smashed it. He really delivered it, and it wasn't a fast day.
Just been there too fast, staring at your back wheel.
That's what you gotta do.
Oh my word, we have just absolutely blitzed what I thought I was going to be able to do there. Here's the stats. So Coll de Rates, let me go through it. 6.4 kilometers, 5.5% average gradient. The time I got was 20 minutes and 12 seconds. The stats on that, 293 watts for 20 minutes I've just held. Average heart rate 180. I was in a big hole, to be fair, but I was just sort of focused in on Will's back wheel. He'd done the perfect lead out for me. Obviously he was sheltering me a bit from the wind too. I was just like, I've not focused in that much and like dug that deep on the bike probably ever. I was just so focused on his back wheel rather than any of the views, and I didn't see piss all going up. But that is so much better than I thought. I thought it was going to be somewhere around 250 watts. Well, that's a new FTP for me as well now. So what is my FTP if that's my all-out 20 minutes effort? Let me have a look. New FTP of 278 watts according to ChatGPT. It's a big improvement on what I had previously. At the end of last year, or the start, yeah, I think it was the end of last year, like last couple of days of 2024, I did a ramp test on Zwift and I got an FTP of 254 watts according to Zwift. So I've come up quite a bit, like 20 odd watts or so in the last 2 months, which is pretty notable. And it's good to see because I've been putting in a shift. The amount of time I've spent on the bike, I'm glad to see that I am making some gains. Sadly, that is it for the Calpe training camp. We are packing up the bike now and I'm going home first thing tomorrow. Oh man, that one hurts. Really enjoyed myself out here. Good riding as well, really good riding. Perfect base for a training camp, I would say. And I mean, that's evident by the amount of riders out here, but I'm gonna stop waffling now because I need to pack this stuff away. But yeah, thank you so much if you watched this far, and I'll see you in the next one. I should be actually out in Mallorca next time. I'm going there at the end of March again with a couple of people, which will be nice to be with a group for once instead of just on my taff. But yeah, nice one. I'll see you again.